Think the WNBA drama was over? Think again. Angel Reese just found out her former teammate Brianna Turner was working out with none other than public enemy number one, Caitlin Clark. And let's just say, she was not happy about it. Betrayal? Jealousy? Or just classic pettiness? We're breaking down the hilarious chaos and social media meltdowns.
Arrived in Indiana, ESPN says Caitlin Clark is not a top 5 player. The New York Liberty are creating a super team, and Unrivaled crowns their very first champions. You guys, there is so much to talk about today, so let's jump.
And why might Angel Reese be applying for a spot in the X Hall of Fame? Because this might be the biggest betrayal since Caesar got stabbed. Brianna Turner has officially left Reese in the dust. And honestly, who didn't see this coming? While Reese is busy throwing tantrums like she's auditioning for reality TV, Turner has effortlessly stepped into Caitlin Clark's orbit. And guess what? They're getting along brilliantly. Shocking, right? Almost like talent and real teamwork matter more than ego. Who knew?
Oh, lads, it's looking like the Indiana Fever have signed a perfect player to have beside Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, Dwana Bonner, Tasha Howard, Sophie Cunningham, Lexi Hull. Who else? Sydney Colston still on this team, Damaris Dantas, and were they drafted second?
Angel Reese losing her mind over this is just the cherry on top of the comedy sundae. Imagine thinking you're basketball royalty, only to find out your own teammate would rather train with literally anyone else, especially Caitlin Clark, the one player who makes Reese's so-called skills look like amateur hour at the YMCA. Talk about poetic justice, served ice cold.
And of course you have Caitlin. Like, she had such a phenomenal rookie season, so many great accolades, and I think the jumping from season 1 to season 2 players can also make a really big jump, so I'm excited to see her growth from year 1 to year 2, and she hasn't reached her ceiling yet either, so I'm really excited to watch her growth as well.
So how are you on the court? Like, what sort of attributes do you think you're going to bring in?
Angel probably thought Brianna would stay in her shadow forever, worshipping at the altar of her exaggerated greatness. Instead, Turner bolted faster than fans at an Angel Reese autograph signing. Turns out, acting entitled, glaring at opponents like you're auditioning for a Disney villain role, and demanding attention doesn't exactly scream favorite teammate material. Who would have guessed?
A workout video with Brianna Turner and Caitlin Clark. Now, this is the first video where we've seen 2 players working out together from this team, so I want to live react to it with you guys. So obviously Coach KP is there. I feel like he never leaves the gym. You have Caitlin coming across the screen for a 3. It looks like with all of these, they're working on a screen and roll with Brianna.
Watching Brianna Turner gel so effortlessly with Caitlin Clark is genuinely heartwarming, or heartbreaking if you're Angel Reese. But let's be real, Reese being shocked by this is like someone sticking their finger in an outlet and acting surprised when it hurts. You'd think she'd eventually realize that being insufferably arrogant isn't exactly the glue that holds a team together. But apparently not so now. Reese sits there boiling over, probably scribbling some petty comeback or rehearsing her next tantrum. Can you imagine the disbelief? How dare they choose a talented, cooperative player over my relentless melodrama? The nerve. It's almost like sportsmanship and teamwork actually matter. But hey, Angel probably didn't get the memo. Too busy admiring her own reflection. And let's not even start on the chemistry Turner and Clark have built. Watching them play together is like seeing a perfectly choreographed dance routine. Watching Angel Reese? More like witnessing someone trip repeatedly while insisting it was on purpose. Yeah, we totally believe you, Angel. It's incredible how fast Reese's carefully crafted image crumbled. One moment, she's acting like the face of women's basketball. The next, she's stuck on the sidelines, scowling as Turner thrives alongside Clark. It's the basketball equivalent of watching your ex be happier with someone new. Except in this case, everyone saw the breakup coming.
I'm really just like a calming presence. I feel like I never get too high or get too low. People are like, why don't you smile more? Why don't you get excited? I'm like, I'm just chilling. I'm vibing. Like, I feel like I'm really an observer. But I am really competitive as well. I like to run the floor. Like to play defense. Like to win. And I think the Fever was a place to be if I wanted to win.
Maybe next time, Angel will try a radical new approach, humility. Crazy idea, right? Imagine putting the team ahead of your own vanity, sharing the spotlight instead of hogging it, and not treating every game like a personal showcase for how tough and intimidating you are. But of course, that's asking way too much from someone whose entire brand is built on ego and posturing. So here's to Brianna Turner and Caitlin Clark, basketball's newest iconic duo. Meanwhile, Angel Reese can keep stewing in her own drama, wondering why no one wants to play in her sandbox anymore. Spoiler alert, it's because she keeps throwing sand. Just when we thought the WNBA couldn't get more dramatic, Brianna Turner decided to flip the script, and we're all here for it. Remember when Turner threw subtle shade at Caitlin Clark? Well, apparently, she caught a case of amnesia, because now they're practically holding hands, braiding each other's hair, and plotting world domination in Indiana. This sudden love fest between Turner and Clark has officially turned Angel Reese into the unwanted third wheel. Imagine thinking you're the Regina George of basketball, only to realize you're actually more Gretchen Wieners than Queen Bee. Absolutely tragic.
For WNBA players, they should all stay off the tweet. If they can stay off Twitter, if that's the thing, if you can stay off Twitter and you're a Fever player, you're going to do well. You're going to do really, really well. But, yeah, obviously she's done that. She's turned off replies. And with that being said, like, she is an unbelievable defender.
Turner and Clark linking up feels like that classic teen movie moment when the sworn enemies realize they're actually better off without the drama queen. Meanwhile, Angel Reese is left behind, like a forgotten Netflix series. Once trendy, now painfully irrelevant. You almost want to feel bad for Reese as she watches Turner buddy up with Clark. Almost. But then you remember the endless pouting, over-the-top gestures, and tantrums that make toddlers look emotionally stable. And suddenly, any sympathy evaporates faster than Angel's credibility. Honestly, Brianna Turner deserves an Oscar for best performance in pretending past shade never happened. And Clark, being the superstar she is, she probably just shrugged and thought, if this annoys Angel Reese, sign me up. Can you picture Reese's reaction right now? She's probably furiously posting cryptic subtweets or passive-aggressive Instagram stories, claiming she doesn't care, while obviously caring way too much. It's the basketball equivalent of getting unfollowed by your ex-best friend. You pretend you didn't notice, but we all know you're crying into your overpriced iced coffee.
I don't want there to be any team situations where you're coming between the Indiana Fever and that locker room, girl. I'm gonna make that very clear. I don't want to see that at all. So once again, you cleaned it up. You mentioned Caitlin Clark. You mentioned she hasn't hit her ceiling as well. But she is the offense here. She is the number one option. She is the franchise player. And I think you need to give recognition to that.
Now let's talk about how Indiana just casually upgraded from a soap opera diva to an actual dynamic duo. Reese, who thought she'd reign supreme forever in her little fantasy basketball kingdom, has officially become yesterday's news, replaced faster than a smartphone after the latest update. Imagine going from thinking you're the Beyoncé of your sport to realizing you're actually Michelle, quietly fading into the background while Brianna and Caitlin steal the show. That's gotta sting worse than a missed free throw in a championship game. Though Reese would definitely know all about that. Did Angel ever see this coming? Probably not, considering she assumes everyone permanently orbits planet Reese. Watching Brianna cozy up to Caitlin must feel like a brutal betrayal. But let's be honest, Reese's ego has probably already crafted some wild conspiracy theory about how this is all some elaborate ploy to sabotage her. Spoiler alert, it's not sabotage. People just prefer teammates who aren't insufferably dramatic.
At her peak, she's been one of the best top 5 defenders in the WNBA, and this is exactly what the Fever need. The Fever need defense on their bench. They don't need a scorer. They don't need somebody to go and take 20 shots a game. They don't even need someone to average 5 points per game. They literally need somebody that goes out there, knows their role, sets screens, rolls to the basket, shoots 50% on layups, can score a couple of fast break layups by just outrunning their matchup, gets rebounds and blocks.
Angel Reese, the self-proclaimed queen who keeps losing her loyal subjects faster than a reality TV star loses endorsements. Imagine being so insufferable that your own teammates start Googling escape routes mid-season, plotting their dramatic getaway from the endless diva disasters. But Brianna Turner? She didn't just leave, she leveled up. She went from being a sidekick in Angel's weekly circus to chasing real championship dreams alongside none other than Caitlin Clark. That's not just a switch, it's a glow-up. Going from Angel Reese's shadowy empire to Caitlin Clark's court is like trading a tricycle for a Tesla. Let's be real. Angel losing teammates is about as surprising as rain being wet. But watching them run straight into Caitlin Clark's open arms? Now that's poetic justice. It's like ditching a knockoff handbag for the real deal. Even Reese's most diehard supporters have to be scratching their heads, realizing that loyalty doesn't mean sticking around for weekly meltdowns and tantrums better suited for daytime TV than a basketball court. Honestly, if Reese keeps driving players away at this rate, the team bus might be empty enough for her to finally stretch out her
that all these people who hated the Indiana Fever last year is finally coming around to sign with the team. Go figure. Now, I don't know the whole initial thing about this signing, maybe for depth, defensive purposes, but it is funny to see how what a year make when the Indiana Fever is one of the, not one, but is the top team in the WNBA.